kind of see how it was going after practice. And he said, hey, he said, Dad, he said, there's a 16-year-old here, and said he's 2 seconds faster than anybody. He said, I hope to kick him out. And actually what happened, it was true. It was Kyle Busch, and they kicked him out. He was too young to be there and was so fast. So that was the first time that you kind of hear about Kyle. And when you think about everything that he accomplished, 63 Cup wins, 234 wins against all 3 series and 2 championships. It's just a phenomenal talent, okay? And so there were really kind of 3 different things I was kind of mentioning to y'all that as I thought about Kyle and everything that I got to experience with him, and we got to experience with him, not just me, but everybody at our race team. The very first thing was that wreck, the crash in 2015. And so I think it said a lot about Kyle, because you know, we've been around a lot of athletes, I have in football and what have you. When they get a serious injury, that can really affect you, you know, about your thoughts going forward. And so that night, after that wreck, I went to the hospital there where they had him, and at that point he was on a gurney, and the doctor was there, Sam was there, everybody was kind of there, and Kyle was raving at the doctor. He was going, get me in there, fix this, I want to get back to racing. And so I don't know if he was drugged up some or not, but that was his approach. And honestly, his foot was, I thought, for us, the thing that we were worried about the most, because his foot was really in a bad situation. So they fixed put the rod in his leg that night, and then we flew him back to Anderson, and he did his foot, and there was a lot to that, a lot of screws and all kinds of stuff. So you're kind of worried about that. Obviously that's your breaking foot and everything. So I gave him one day, I went over to the house. And so I walk into the house, and he already had a trampoline type deal, and he's doing pull-ups on this thing. You know what I mean? So I'm standing there talking to him, and then he goes, watch this. And he started wiggling his toes at the end of the cast. And I went like this, I went, hey, are you supposed to be doing that? He goes, no, they told me not to do that. I said, quit doing that. But I just wanted to make a point to y'all, when you think about that, here's an athlete really getting hurt, both of his legs, and his one leg and his foot. And for him to come back through that process, he was after it, honestly, every single day in rehab. He came back in 11 weeks. And so I'm sitting on the box at Sonoma when he came back. That was a road race. That's what we were really worried about because of his foot and the pressure and everything. So we're just hoping somehow he can get through this. And I was sitting up there with some of the Mars people, and I remember that. And at the end of that race, when he came across that finish line and won that race, they were crying, everybody was crying. And so when you think about that, he came back in 11 weeks, he won 5 races and a championship. So I just think as far as courage and determination and a desire to win, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure how many people or athletes could have gone through that and handled it that way.